What's going on, miners? So this is a box that I've been working on. I got the idea from YouTuber TwoTonHashing, I believe is his name. Uh, I think he lives in the. We live probably in the same area, so we face the same issue with having miners inside our house. They just produce too much heat, and then the AC has to work extra hard to keep up with that, and that brings up the electric bill way too high, and it's uncomfortable inside the house. So I right now only have two 7-card rigs. Um, uh, so I have a 7-card GTX 1070 and a 7-card GTX 1060, and I have them in my office. But man, they produce a ton of heat. And I also have an Antminer A3 in the garage, and I want to move them out here to the lanai. So I saw a video on YouTube. This guy created a couple boxes to keep his mining machine in the lanai, and I thought that was an awesome idea. So I tried it out myself. Um, so, anyways, been working on this for a couple of days. It's a 3x4, so it's three by 3x4 foot box. Let's see. So start at the top, I guess. So right here is the cutout for the fan, and you can see the pencil mark. That's where the lip of the fan cage is will sit. So I wouldn't need any extra support. The fan will just fit perfectly up on here. Anyways, if you're wondering how I cut this large diameter hole out, I used a Dremel circle cutting guide, and then I bought an aluminum stock at Home Depot, and to extend it, because the maximum diameter hole you can make is like 12 inches. So, and this has to be over 20 inches. So this is what I'm talking about. I made this piece here real easy. Just measure, cut, and drill 3 holes, and then use the same drill bit for the hole to drill it into the wood, and then use that as the pivot. And then you just go around slowly, and you get a perfect hole. I mean, that thing came out perfect. So I used, for the wood, I used 2x3 instead of, oh, and excuse the writing on the box, my 5-year-old did that. But anyways, I used a 2x3 for the frame. Initially I was gonna use 2x4, but I think that's overkill. It's too heavy and too thick, so 2x3 is, I think, perfect. And then I used, I don't know what size this is, like 1/4 inch thick plywood, which I wish I would have used a little bit thicker plywood, but that's what I went with. So, and it's fine since I have a lot of like bracing and support in the box. So as you can see, put these pieces on to give more support to the top, which will hold the fan up. On the floor, I got a piece going down the middle, and then 2 pieces on the side, so of 2x3. So this is pretty rigid. For the filter, I'm going with a 12x24 on this side, and then on this side, a 12x24 and a 12x20. And again, both video card mining rigs will go towards the back. And then in the front here, I'm gonna build a box out of MDF to hold the ASIC miner. I plan on adding maybe 2 more ASIC miners I think I could fit in here. And of course I'm gonna remove this piece, not necessary. That's just to hold it up temporarily, but don't need it anymore. This is the aluminum frame I did. I just built this one, but I have another one that I built a year ago. But that was a pain to do the first time around because I did it without a miter saw. I just used a reciprocating saw and then like a flat file, and that took forever to square it off. And but now I got myself a miter saw, and this was real easy to cut, perfectly square angled aluminum. So this is the miter saw I bought, inexpensive. This is a 7 1/4 inch version sliding. It's like 130. At one point they had it for 100 on sale. And then I bought on Amazon an aluminum cutting blade for like $15, and that thing just cuts the aluminum stock really really easy. And then I use rivets. I don't like using screws. I don't know, that just bugs me. So I used rivets. I just got there's a few missing. I gotta drill a hole here, put another rivet there, but it's mostly complete. Then I just have to drill the hole on the top here for where the card goes, but I already marked it. And I use this screw, which fits perfectly in there. One other thing I did here, oh yeah, for the door, I decided I'm not gonna go with the hinge door, just because, I don't know, I haven't found a hinge that can extend past this point. You know, most hinges you gotta screw the door here, and this is pretty thin, and then I don't want to add anything to the back here, and I want it to sit flush against it. So I decided what I'm gonna do is cut some 2x2, and then I'll build a frame that sits inside like a plug, so the door will just plug in, and then I'll figure out what to use to hold it. So that should be simple. One other thing I did here in the lanai is I ran a 240 volt 30 amp power line and Ethernet, so it'll be, you know, 100% ready to go. You know, I don't want to deal with extension cords or 120 volt line. When I was in the attic running my RJ45 throughout the house, this past week I just did that. There was a power line that I don't know how it happened, but I just happened to touch the line, and it felt pretty warm, or it was kind of hot, so that's not good. That line is getting overloaded with the machines, so not too safe. So definitely glad that I ran that 240 volt line out here, and it's easy to do. I did it myself. Just bought a 30 amp breaker, 10 by 2 or 10 gauge 2R power wire, and just ran it through the attic. So that was easy. Anyway, this is my box. I'll do a video once it's set up and running, so you guys can see it better.